Hey guys, so in my quest of looking for articles and recent stories of death by the hands of police officers to Latino people in this country, I came across this Los Angeles Times article. And as you can see on the title, it says police have killed 886 people in LA County since 2000. Now, everyone knows I don't live on the West Coast. I'm here on the East Coast. But I still felt like this is very prevalent to the things that I've been speaking about. And if you see all throughout the page, these are the names of all the people that have been killed. Okay? And a lot of these names are Latino last names. And the question that we have is, why is it that we don't hear about these cases the way that we should? Okay? I'm just going to scroll down. So, in the aftermath of George Floyd's death in Minneapolis, the Times has compiled a database of cases where people died at the hands of law enforcement in Los Angeles County. Since 2000, there have been nearly 900 killings by local police that were ruled by a homicide by county medical examiners. Almost all of the dead were men. Nearly 80% were black or Latino. More than 98% were shot to death. Criminal charges are rare. In nearly all cases, the use of force was deemed legally justified by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, which conducts an investigation into each incident. Since 2000, only two officers have been charged as a result of shooting a civilian while on duty. This is one of the things that I've been trying to stress so much in my recent videos, even from when I did the looting video, that if these officers were to face hard consequences for their actions, that these type of killings won't happen in the amount that they do. And I'm pretty positive that I'm right. How, with so many people that have been killed in all of these cases, only two officers have been charged? How crazy is that? Only two. I know that I'm onto something with that. So, anyhow, the trend over time. Over the last 20 years, police in Los Angeles County have killed about 3 to 4 people each month. The number has varied from year to year but remains relatively steady, averaging roughly 45 people per year. The number of people killed each year has ranged from a low of 32 in 2001 to a high of 54 in 2011. Here is how this year's count so far compares to past years. You see, but that's because, this is not the end of the year yet. You see how the trajectory is just, everything is just going up, right? The year's not finished yet. Who is being killed? Now, this is the part of this article in particular that I'm going to stress a lot. Some populations are disproportionately affected by police violence. Men account for nearly all of the deaths, most of them between the ages of 20 and 39. Black people make up 8% of LA County's population, but yet they represent a quarter of law enforcement killings, and that's a lot. So compared, I've said this before, so really what it is compared to the amount of black people that they're killed, basically the deaths of them are really extremely high, by police officers. Conversely, white people, who make up 26% of the population, are killed in 19% of the incidents. Okay, so these cops this is not just it's not just black people, but it's not just black and Latin people. But this is what I wanted to stress. Look at these numbers of Latino deaths. Now, what they're doing here is they're showing you the percent. This is the population. So as you can see, the population of black in comparison to the deaths. Look at how many deaths there is in comparison to the population. So it's valid that we hear about these stories, right? Because when you compare it to the population size, the amount of deaths is extremely high. But look at how many Latino deaths there are. Now, I know that the population is not, the same. Like, there's a lot more Latinos here, right? However, Just look at the amount of deaths, period, that there are of Latinos by the hands of these officers. And we don't hear about it like that. Why is that? So as you can see, so Latino is 49%, so 53% of the deaths are Latino people. And then there's 25% of black underneath, 19% white, 3% Asian. Okay? But this is a staggering amount of people for us to not be hearing about it. And why is it that we're not hearing about it? And, you know, it's like, why is there, like, no, you know, crazy amount of protesting going on? Why? And the reason why is because Latin people in general are not unified, especially when it comes to this. And we're not unified when it comes to this because we don't know. The mainstream media is not telling us when these things happen to us. So if people don't know, if the public doesn't know in mass numbers, how do we expect people to go out there and help us fight and help us do things when people genuinely don't know? What we hear about are things that happen to black Americans. It's justified to hear things about black Americans because they are still a small population percentage. However, this is a lot of people. These are a lot of deaths by cops. And so when we hear black and brown, and it's like, whoa, and I know that this is just LA County. This is not even accounting for the rest of the country. Okay? This is a lot of people. I know that I'm kind of like repeating myself, but... So where it happens, killings by law enforcement have occurred across Los Angeles County. The neighborhoods with the highest number are home to large minority populations, such as Compton, Inglewood, and East Los Angeles, right? Everyone who has died, and then these are the lists of the people that have died, okay? And if you look at these last names, Lugo, Vicia, Mendoza, Hernandez, Ceja, Ramirez, Valencia, Pablo Elias, Pacheco, Catherine Gomez. That's a woman. You definitely won't hear about the women. Like, you barely hear about, forget it. If you're not going to hear about the men of our group, you're really not going to hear about it when it happens to the women of our group. Bravo, look at this. Look at how many people this is, and this is just here. This is 2018, and you see all the names. So many Latin last names. And again, this is just in LA County, and it's like, wow. Like, I'm just going to kind of leave it over here. I'm going to kind of just leave it here because I feel like this is like the focal point of this video. But yeah, you know, like, I was surprised when I saw it. I'm really not gonna lie. I was surprised because, like, I knew that the number was high, you know, but again, I know this is not accounting for the entire country, but I guess in any part of the country, I guess I just wasn't considering for Latinos to be this much of a percentage of deaths, you know, because you don't hear about it like that. And then the instances that I do hear about that happen over there on the West Coast, they're very recent. Like, I'm just hearing about things here and there, and it's like, you know, 2-3 stories. You know, I'm sure the people over there probably hear about more things, but I would be very curious to know if they hear about this number of many deaths that happen over there, because from the content creators that I'm listening to from the West Coast, they make it seem like we know about as much deaths and stuff that occur within their group over there as much as they, like, we know the same amount as they don't know anything, and they are saying very similar things to what I'm saying, that you don't hear these things on the mainstream media. So I figured, I know that I don't live there, however, you know, when I saw this, I was like, this has to be highlighted. I have to talk about this. So this is really insane. This is really insane. Again, I found this to be very unexpected. But I'm gonna go for now. Yeah, guys, again, if you find things and you want me to talk about things, it looks like I'm finding things on my own, which, wow, you know, I'm finding plenty of things on my own. And I'm, you know, since I actually am making the time to do these videos, I'm trying to pump them out. I'm gonna see as much as I can do. But again, if there's any stories you want me to cover, or if you hear things and you have your own channel and you want to post it, go right ahead. Please do so. I think that this should be a group effort, but I'll do my best on my own. I always fly solo anyway. So, all right, I'm gonna go for now. You guys take care, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.